So let us see some numerical problems. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So screen
Yes,
you can
sir.
see. So screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Numeric-
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So now this is the question for you actually. The question is, suppose that 1 kg of saturated water vapor at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. 100 kg of water vapor just a minute. So 1 kg of saturated water vapor at 100 degrees Celsius is condensed to a saturated liquid at 100 degrees Celsius in a constant pressure process by heat transfer to the surrounding air, which is at 25 degrees Celsius. What is the net increase in the entropy of the water plus surroundings? So I give you 10 minutes. You have to give me the answer. What you can do is, if do you have the steam tables with you?
No, sir.
You don't have the steam
No,
tables.
sir.
You do, okay. All right. So just a minute. See, I can give you a hint only. The HFG of water at 100 degrees Celsius. The value is 2257 kilojoule per kg. Okay. Now you calculate. That is the only thing which is given to you. HFG is latent heat of vaporization. Now you have to calculate. Okay. So does anything comes to your mind? How to proceed actually? It's very simple question actually. Okay, roll number 1. Who is roll number 1?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Any idea how to proceed?
No, sir.
No idea. Okay, roll number 2. Roll number 2. Who is roll number 2? Akshat. So your mic is not working. No. Okay. Who is roll number 4? Ayush Tyagi.
Yes, sir.
Any idea how to proceed?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Deep Shikha. I think this is a simple question. Anybody who knows it, how to do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me.
Sir, first we will find it change in internal energy using Q minus W,
Mm-hmm.
and that is equal to that is Q, and Q equal to U2 minus V1 plus work done, that is closed for a closed cycle P V2 minus V1.
What's your name?
Sandeep sir.
अच्छा संदीप बोल रहे हो?
Yes sir.
ओके बताओ फिर.
And sir, from there sir, it will be also calculated through change in enthalpy mass into H2 minus H1, which is HFG sir, for at 100 degrees Celsius.
Hmm.
And from there sir, we will get heat, and for entropy change at H2O, for H2O, that is Q divided by T.
Hmm.
And for surroundings sir, same Q divided by the surrounding temperature.
Hmm.
And
But
sir, for Q,
why you are telling that we have to use the first law? We have to calculate W. How the W comes into picture?
sir, W not in the picture sir, M dot HFG directly gives us a heat.
Yes.
And sir, using that heat, so we will divide with temperature for entropy change in for H2 and for surrounding also. So,
Hmm.
and both on difference of both will that give us delta S net.
Okay. So basically, we are given 1 kg of saturated water. Okay, which is at 100 degrees Celsius. So let us say that this is the system. Okay, this is the system which is at 100 degrees Celsius, and it is vapor. Okay. Now, when it will be converted to or condensed into saturated liquid. So basically, within this container, we are converting this to 100 degrees Celsius. Now it is saturated liquid. Okay. So this is basically latent heat of condensation at 100 degrees Celsius,
Sir,
or
answer
latent heat of
1.529 है sir.
hmm?
Sir, answer 1.59 है sir, universe का entropy change.
कौन बोल रहा है?
सिद्धार्थ sir.
Siddharth Ranjan. Okay, I don't know. I haven't gone down actually. Okay, I'm just explaining you the procedure. Okay.
Okay.
Now, okay. So now you know that when the when this vapor will be converted to saturated liquid, what is the value of Q? That Q will be equal to latent heat of vaporization only, 2257 only. Okay. And this is, if you see from the TS diagram, it was here and it came to here. This is the condition 1 and this is 2. So the system lost this much heat, which is equal to 2257. Okay. So that is the value of Q actually. Now we have to calculate how much is the entropy lost by the system. Okay. Or change in entropy of the system. So delta S for the system. Okay. It will be given here. Delta S of the control mass or the system. It is equal to M into SFG. Now how to calculate this SFG? SFG is nothing but it is equal to HFG divided by T. Okay. And this value of T is nothing but 373. So this is already known to you, both the things. So you will get this particular value. Okay. Then this heat, which is equal to 2257, goes to the surroundings. And what is the temperature? It is 25 degrees Celsius. So it goes to surroundings at 25. So basically, this is the system, and this loses heat Q, which is equal to 2257, and this goes in the surroundings. So what is the delta S of the surrounding? It is now positive heat addition to the surroundings. Okay, so it is 2257 divided by 298.15, and this comes out to be 7.57 kilojoules per Kelvin. So what is the total delta S generated actually? This is equal to delta S of the control mass plus delta S of the surroundings. So this gives us the value of 1.5. So Siddharth, your answer is correct actually. Okay, you said 1.5.
Yes sir.
So your answer is correct. Now, can anybody tell me what is the value of the lost work?
So T naught into S generation.
E naught into S generation. Okay. So it's quite easy to know that lost work value is equal to T naught into S generation. Okay, so S generation is already there with us. T naught is 25 degrees Celsius, so we can multiply both the terms and we will be able to get this value. Okay, suppose instead of 25, the temperature would have been 20 degrees Celsius. Then what change do you think? What change would have been there?
Sir, more S generation would be there.
More S generation would be there, and the lost work will increase actually. Okay, so you are clear about it. Now, how should we transfer this heat actually to the surrounding so that there is the value of lost work is zero actually?
Sir, through the use of a reversible heat engine.
Okay, so let us see it here. This is given here now. This water is at 373.2 Kelvin. Okay, this value of QH, which is equal to 2257, it is fed to this reversible heat engine, which gives us W, and there is certain amount of the heat which is transferred to the surroundings at T naught, which is equal to 298.2 Kelvin. So basically, when we say reversible heat engine, it is nothing but a Carnot cycle. Okay, so Carnot cycle 1 2, this is the heat addition process. 2 to 3 is the isentropic expansion. Then 3 to 4 is the heat rejection, and 4 to 1 is the isentropic compression process. Now let us try to understand uh, what work we would have got by using this heat engine. Okay, now it's very easy to calculate. It is given here. This was the, if we will take a reversible heat engine, whatever is the change in the entropy of the system, the same will be the entropy change for the surroundings. Okay, so this would have been the change for the surroundings. So that means the net entropy change delta S of the system, delta S of the universe would have been 0. So effectively it means, what is the value of Q which is given to the surroundings? This value is T naught into delta S, which is equal to 298.15 into 6.048, and this comes out to be 1803.2 kilojoules. And what is the work value which we get? Work will be equal to QH minus QL. That means 453.8 kilojoules of the work we would have got. Any other method of doing getting this particular value of W? और कोई मेथड हो सकता है W कैलकुलेट करने का?
Using the thermal efficiency of reversible heat engine.
Yeah, you could have used, because it's a reversible cycle, W could have been Q into 1 minus TL over TH. This would have been QH. Okay, even if you will use this equation, you can get this value. Okay, so it's quite easy. All right, I hope this numerical problem is clear to you. Okay, if you want to read these few lines, you can read it. This increase in entropy is in accordance with the principle of increase of entropy, and tells us, as does our experience, that this process can take place. It is interesting to note how this heat transfer from water to surroundings might have taken place reversibly. Suppose that an engine operating on Carnot cycle received heat from the water and ejected heat to the surroundings, as shown in figure. The decrease in entropy of the water is equal to increase in the entropy of the surroundings. Only then it can be reversible basically. Okay, this is explained here. Okay, now since this is a reversible cycle, the engine could be reversed, and operated as a heat pump also, for this cycle the work input to the heat pump would be 453.8 kilojoules. Now let us focus it here. You read it and then tell me how we are going to do it, how we can do it. Okay, so I hope that you have read the question. Consider a modern air conditioner working in heat pump mode as shown in figure 8.21. It has a COP of 4 with 10 kilowatt of power input. For simplicity, okay, the cold side is buried underground where the temperature is 8 degrees Celsius and the hot side is in a house kept at 21 degrees Celsius. For simplicity, assume that the cycle has high temperature of 50 degrees Celsius and a low temperature of minus 10 degrees Celsius. We would like to know where the entropy is generated associated with the heat pump. So it is something like this. See, this temperature is 8 degrees Celsius. This is heat pump where the work input is equal to 10 kilowatt. Here the temperature on the low side of the heat pump is minus 10 degrees Celsius. So it is minus 10 here. Okay. And the other side of the heat pump is maintained at 50. So here the temperature is 50 degrees Celsius. And here we have the house which is to be maintained at 21 degrees Celsius. Now tell me. Okay. Let us see how it has been done. The first thing, let us look at the heat pump itself as in a control volume for the heat pump. So from COP equation, now heat pump QH. Now this is the value of QH. Okay. and the value of W is 10, and the COP is also given as 4. So this is COP of the heat pump. So 4 into 10, this is equal to 40 kilowatts. Then we can calculate the value of QL. QL will be equal to, this is the value of QL. Okay, it will be equal to QH minus W. So it comes out to be 30 kilowatts. Okay, now we have to calculate the entropy generation. Okay, so if we see heat pump, okay, now if we our focus is heat pump actually, and heat pump in totality can be considered as a closed system or open system. Hello, will it be closed system or open system?
Closed system.
Closed system. Okay, so do you remember this equation? ds has to be greater than or equal to delta Q by T, or if I will replace it by okay, and what is the value of the ds? Is it not operating under steady state? It is operating under steady state because its temperature conditions are not varying. Okay, its temperature conditions are not varying. Just focus on the heat pump. This is the heat pump only. This is the heat pump. Okay, so it means the value of ds is equal to 0. So that is why the left hand side here is 0. Now delta Q by T. So there are delta Q means heat transfer into, this equation has been derived keeping into mind both the values. So basically when we were deriving this equation, we have written that Q is entering into the system. So it is positive, otherwise it is negative. Okay, so you can see it here, left side 0. Now what is the heat which is entering into the system? This is QL. QL is entering into the system at minus 10 degrees Celsius. So QL divided by T low. What is the value of T low? At which temperature it is coming into the system? It is coming at it is coming at 263. You can see it here. Okay, and the value is 30 kilowatts. So either you put it here, or if you will calculate the value of S generated in the heat pump, it will be equal to QH divided by T high minus QL divided by T low. Okay, so you can see it here. This is the value. So QH value is 40, and it is leaving the heat pump at 323, which is 50 degrees Celsius. Focus it here. This is 50, this is minus 10. So at minus 10, QH is equal to 40 divided by 323. This is 50. And this is 30, which is entering into the system, divided by 263. So the value comes out to be 9.8 watt per Kelvin. Okay. Now if we consider that the heat is being transferred from 8 degrees Celsius to 23, minus 10 means this part only. If I take this particular control volume, okay, which is here, this is the control volume 1. Now what will happen in this particular case? Here also it is in steady state. Continuously heat is flowing from 8 degrees Celsius to minus, what is the temperature? Minus 10 degrees Celsius. Okay. So once again, same equation. This equation can be used again. Left hand side is 0. Okay. QL divided by TL. Now this TL is 21 degrees Celsius, 8 degrees Celsius, and this is minus 10 degrees Celsius plus delta S generated. Okay. So you can put the values here. Okay. This TL here, just see this TL is 263. Okay, because this is entering into the system at minus 10 degrees Celsius. So it is 263. Whereas this T low is 8 degrees Celsius because this is leaving the system, leaving from 8 degrees Celsius. So you can find out this value. This is the delta S generated in the CV1, and this comes out to be 7.3 watt per Kelvin. Okay. And then the last control volume, that control volume is here. It is from 50 degrees Celsius to 21 degrees Celsius that the heat is flowing. So basically we have divided the whole system into 3 control volumes. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third control volume. Okay, now we are looking at the third control volume. So similarly for the third control volume, which they have named as CV2, the heat pump at 50 degrees Celsius to the house at 21 degrees Celsius. So once again, this is entering into the room. Okay, left hand side is 0 because there is no change. It is in the system entropy because it is under steady state. So ds is equal to 0. QH divided by T high. T high is, now you can see it here. T high is this value. Okay, and this is, so put the values in both the cases. QH is same, whereas T high will be equal to 323 and T low will be equal to 294, and the value comes out to be 12.2 watt per Kelvin. And then what is the total entropy generation in the system? This is the total entropy generation. Entropy generation is control volume 1, control volume 2, and entropy generation is in heat pump. And we can directly write the values and add, we will get this particular values. But here what they have done, they have written it separately for each term. So you can see that finally total entropy generation can also be calculated by this equation, QH divided by TH minus QL divided by TL. Okay, the last result is also obtained with a total control volume of heat pump out to the 8 degrees Celsius and 21 degrees Celsius reservoir. That is the sum of the 3 control volumes shown. However, such an analysis would not be able to specify where the entropy is produced actually. Only the more detailed smaller control volumes can provide this information. So basically, total we know it is 29.3, but we would like to know at which place how much entropy generation has taken place. And that is why we have taken 3 control volumes. The first one is heat pump. The second one is from the buried portion of the heat pump between 8 and minus 10 degrees Celsius, and other between it is 50 degree and 21 degrees Celsius. And then if you will do the total sum, you can see it here, 9.8 plus 7.3 plus 12.2. So 9 plus 7, 16, 16 plus 12, 28, 29, 29.3. So this also comes out to be 29.3, whereas you could have used a single equation with this one. Why this one? Because if you will see, finally here we have 21 degrees Celsius. Here we have the heat pump. Here we have 8 degrees Celsius. So it is QL. Here it is QH. Okay. So we know the values. QH is equal to 40. This is equal to 30. Okay. And if you will see, because it is operating in a cycle, so delta S here can be considered as 0. Okay. So what is left then? You can see, we can directly say, if we take it as in totality, then this is the heat leaving the lower control volume, and this is the heat which is entering the higher control volume. So it can be calculated using directly this particular equation. Intermediate changes can be neglected actually. Okay. So I hope you have understood today's lecture. I have given you the idea how to calculate using the numerical problems, also how we can calculate the entropy generation at the lower level, also at the minute level in different locations of the system. Okay, so I will end my class here, just wait, I will have to take the attendance. I will send you the copy of the presentation also.